to do a tour in the bedroom of Olga. I never knew I'll be showing to the world my own bedroom, but here I am being absolutely stressed and nervous at the same time. Why? Because I have a queen of Feng Shui in my studio and in my bedroom today. Who is Claire? Claire is the woman who actually helps businesses to realign the energy in the business, to help the employees to thrive, to help the business to make more money, increase productivity, because she does Feng Shui, which is amazing, really amazing science. So you should definitely contact Claire if you want to make your business thrive. But Claire is so unique. She also does personal Feng Shui. And here we go. That's why we are here today in my bedroom. And I'm very stressed all to hear all about what shouldn't be in my bedroom. And I keep my fingers crossed it will be okay today. Claire, thank you so much for coming back.
Oh, thank you for having me in your bedroom, literally, right?
Literally, exactly.
Every day, right? So it's quite exciting, and it's thank you for opening this up as well. I know it's quite you're kind of really opening yourself up to the world and kind of showing your very personal things, and I think that's what it is with the bedroom. The bedroom is our sanctuary. It's our boudoir. It's the time where it's that yin energy. We talked about previously the yin and yang, and depending on which room of the home you want to have a bit more yang, or you want to have a bit more yang. And the bedroom is that place where, yeah, let's bring more yin energy. Let's bring more calm energy. Let's bring some of that nurturing energy so you can really kind of recharge your batteries. And, this is what we want to try to do in our bedrooms. Well, there's a little bit of cheekiness in the bedroom as well. Yes.
Absolutely. You got to spice it up. You got to spice it up, of course.
So let's do this, right? Can you then? So do you remember when we talked when we were downstairs or in your office? We look at the room starting from the bed, from the door, because the door is the mouth of the she, and that's where we'll actually be able to put the bagua over the bedroom. And so we have a really good idea of the areas within your bedrooms, and what we could, I don't know, maybe little remedies or cures that we can spice up, or things that we could improve on. Or not. Maybe it's all very, very good. So here's your bedroom. We ready?
I'm very nervous. So here we go. That's how we enter the bedroom. We go like that. And right now my door doesn't open fully because obviously I have a little station here which holds my laptop, and I'll put it back. So we are standing right now this way, and right behind me, there is a door. So what you can see there is a bed with lots of pillows, right? And I will just do a little tour all the way around. That's the bed. And there is a massive wardrobe, which I know we're going to say, oh, too many mirrors. But I do like that reflecting the sun which comes into the bedroom in the morning. So that's a little tour, just to give an idea where everything is in my bedroom. Oh, I love the comments here. Great to have Claire for discussion. Yes, of course it's great to have Claire for discussion because she is the queen of Feng Shui. So you better think about your bedroom right now, okay? You better get ready because she is the master when it comes to Feng Shui.
I'm making little notes at the same time. Olga, just please show me again where your chair is in the corner, top right corner. There's a big paintings here.
Yes, let me just go to stand right in front of it so you all can see this gorgeous painting, which apparently was in the wrong place in the dining room.
Yes.
And Claire told me off right at our first Feng Shui show. You can go back, the link is just in the description. You can see that our first show with Claire, she saw the picture in the dining room and she said, no. The picture cannot be in the dining room. There's nothing to hide in the dining room. Put it in a bedroom. And I thought that corner, because it's like, I think it was a relationship corner, wasn't it, Claire?
Yes. So where you've got it now, it's kind of your love relationship corner. So it's probably the best place to have it. I love the red rose in there. And is it a little picture of the two of you as well on that little photo frame?
It is, yes. Let me just lift it. It is just two of us kissing.
Oh, kissing. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And just think about, okay, so you've got, this is the area. So when you're looking at actually where you're standing, actually right here, right now, it is your love corner and relationship. And so when you think about that corner, I'd like you to think about twos. So you have two people in the photo, right? But I'd like you to, for example, you've got that little single glass. Is that what's in that little glass in there?
This is a little candle. So there's a little candle. Yes.
Okay, so put two candles. Put two candles.
Oh, okay. Good.
We want to have things in pairs, because it's that kind of relationship. You want to kind of be able to have things in twos, and also I can see some little incense at the back. Oh, perfect. Yes, those are perfect. So
we're going to make improvements as we speak.
As we speak. And the next little things that I'd like you to add in that area, that's just smelly. It's not incense. So because you have those little candles now, you've got two little candles which are beautiful. How are you going to turn them on?
We can, yes. Do you want me to light them on?
So not necessarily turn them on, but I'd like you to have next to it or around it either a lighter or a box of matches or something that you could eventually light it on. Perfect. A red lighter. What else could you have? Just the best. This is just absolutely perfect. So this will, and it's also think about you lighting up a little bit. It's a bit of sparkle. It's spicing it up. Things like that, and it just give that ignite. Let's ignite some love. Let's bring a little bit of that thing. So beautiful. So turn them on from time to time, and this will ignite your love and relationship corner.
I actually like to sleep with candles, I'll be honest. So what I do every night, I'm lighting my candles on. So now I just will have two of them there. There we go.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's two because, we want to have two. It's two relationships. It's two people, not just one. So let's keep that little corner nice and loving and lovely. And, again, you've got that nice little chair that you have there, which is quite grey. I'd like you to perhaps look around, or when you go around, perhaps find something red, something like a little cushion, a red little cushion, two little cushions that you could put there. Again, just to light up that metal element that you've got here and give it a little bit of fire.
I have a white one just by my side. I can put for now white, but I can find two red ones for sure in the shop.
Two red one would be better because, again, white is metal as well. So you kind of add in metal with metal. So what we want to do is just, sparkle a little bit of extra love and fire. But you don't have to do it right here, right now. It's just, just kind of things that we can talk about. Oh, are you still here? Oh, here we are. Oh, I can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay.
I'm multitasking. You see, I'm carrying the camera plugged into the laptop and the laptop, so it just sometimes doesn't work out. little glitch there. Okay, so what I want to do now is just to find two red cushions for this chair to put them there.
Yeah, two little something just to give it a bit of extra spice. That would be fabulous. When we're looking at, turn your camera right to the left-hand side, top left-hand side. Behind, you've got big pot plants here.
Yes.
Okay, so this is your this is your prosperity corner. The top left-hand side is your prosperity corner, and so yes, growth is good, plant is good. What I'd like you to think about is, can you or do you have around things perhaps that you could have on your bedside cabinet, something that represents, prosperity? So, think about maybe a jewelry box. Do you have a jewelry box that you could actually have with perhaps some, jewelries that, you use or you have from your family, or that kind of things would enable you to have a nice kind of a little bit more of that kind of prosperity, that more lovely, adding on a little bit of that wealth in your, in your bedroom area. With like, and it's the same for, wherever you go, you kind of using the same layout, whether, it's the downstairs or your office, you're using the bagua layout, and you actually be able to move things and add things, depending of where you are. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, yes. Just to help other people. So we are talking right now about top left corner from your door, isn't it?
From the door, exactly. So from where we walked in, the top left-hand side is where you've got your window and you've got your tree there, your plant, which is great. We do, I mean, I don't want you to start changing everything, but it's more Feng Shui friendly to have rounding plants with round leaves, because you see your plant that you've got here is very spiky.
Yes, that's interesting, because I was actually, when I was buying this plant, and then little ficus, is it ficus with more like a lemon looking leaves, the shape of a lemon tree. And I was not sure whether to put this plant here or that ficus. And then I put that plant into my office, as I was sending you the picture, if you remember. And I put this one here. So would you recommend me to swap them?
Yeah, because I mean, again, office, you want that more yang energy, right? So you want, the spike is that, and the growth kind of bring up that the fire energy, right? So you can use that perhaps to bring a bit more fire into your office and into your space, and have something a bit more roundy, kind of roundy and lovely kind of in your bedroom, which kind of softened, the plant. But having a plant is always good. It's good for EMF, so electronic magnetic field. It's beautiful just to have the air, into cleaning the air in your bedroom. And something that you mentioned to me before is your bed is actually in the best position. So this is really important. This is one of the big things that I always talk about, whether it's the office, your sofa, your bed, you need to be in a commanding position. And the commanding position is basically somewhere where you can see the door without having to move. So when you're lying on your bed, you can see the door, and you can see things that are coming in, and actually you can see that, you don't have, your subconscious doesn't have to worry about, keeping you safe, because it knows that you can see if anybody walks in the middle of the night in your bedroom.
Wow.
So straight away, your subconscious will enable your body to kind of feel a lot more relaxed. So the position of the bed is really important. And so we want it, where you can see things there, and we don't want it under the window neither. So, it needs to be in a position where you have a wall behind you, a really straight wall behind you that protects you, and you can see what's going on, in front of you. But having the window open, it's brilliant. You asked me that the other day,
Absolutely. I love my window being open because I do like fresh air. I
Yes.
close it a bit now, so I have less noise because, for example, some deliveries are going on, people are moving around. But yeah, usually I have it wide open because I love fresh air and I love waking up smelling that fresh air. So yeah, it's wonderful. So my bed is in a good position. At least I don't have to move it, which is good. But that means I have to replace this plant with my other plant, which I had a feeling maybe it should be here. So it will go perfectly well to my office, and that plant will just come here. That's exciting.
Yes. And so there's somebody in the chat who talks about, do you prefer money plant or beetle plant? I'm going to have to Google what beetle plant is.
Yeah, I never heard of beetle plant as well. Money plant, I love money plants actually. And I have a few of them in the house. But beetle plant, I have no clue what it is like.
No. So actually, they look like little Yes, beetle plants look good as well. I'm just googling the beetle plant. It
Yeah.
is a rounder little plant. The leaves are round, which are good because Olga, the plant is actually in your prosperity corner. If you have to pick one, I would say money plant because that's your prosperity corner. Yeah. But a rounded plant would work just as well. You want to you don't want any the spikes, and the energy, the shashi, so the bad energy. It's when things spikes at you. So if you have corners, for example, in offices or in your bedrooms, for example, and you have a big wardrobe, for example, and that spike of the corner is just going at you all night, you are going to have big troubles to kind of sleeping. So those are the kinds of things that you want to keep an eye on. You haven't got any of those because you've got that big white wardrobe, which, big mirrored wardrobe, which, kind of haven't got that spikes. But, if you have problems sleeping and you can see some spiking arrows coming at you, you may want to do, a little bit of remedies about this. There was something I wanted to ask you, Olga, because you're beautifully in love now, right?
Yes.
But not everybody is that way, and I think that we were talking about it in previous time. You've done quite a lot of work to actually attract the right person, and when we are single and we are looking for, attracting somebody in our life, we want to attract exactly the right person, and we want to leave the space for the right person to come. So, I love talking about decluttering, right? We've talked about decluttering before. So having a good declutter in your bedroom, especially under the bed, when you keep putting things under the bed, that's not good. The energy can't move around. So it's always good to kind of keep very clear under your bed and just, use the wardrobe to kind of use that space if you want to put things, in storage. But it's also, you want to leave the space for somebody to come in your bedroom, right? If you want to attract a man or a woman, if there's no space for that person, there's no wardrobe, there's no drawer, there's no space for that person to come. Those are the little kind of things that is important to do. Did you do that before you actually met the person?
I did, absolutely, because I was thinking, well, when I'm with somebody, right, and for example, I go to their house overnight, I want to be able to put my stuff somewhere, right? Like maybe it's few outfits only, maybe a toothbrush. Where do I put my creams, right? So that's how I start thinking, well, but what if one day perfect man shows up with a suitcase outside of my house saying, hey, I was looking for you forever and finally I found you where you live. Here I am. Can I come in? And I thought, where are you going to put his stuff? Because my wardrobe was full with my dresses. Both chest drawers were full with my stuff. And I thought, no, that can't be that. I got to create the space for him. So the entire chest drawer on his side was totally empty. And to show to the universe it's empty, I even kept the drawers open. I was like, oh, he's coming. Yes. I know he's coming. And I also same with the wardrobe. I emptied shelves and there were empty shelves. And what I did, I just put a towel into one of the shelves because that would sound like, that's your towel.
He's ready to come. Absolutely.
Exactly. So once I'm in the bathroom, I kept space for his stuff.
Right.
Because he would walk into my bathroom and where would he put his deodorant? Where would he put his, shower gel, maybe shaver, whatever it is, right? It doesn't have enormous amounts of space. But that was to create space where he could come in and put those stuff in. So it was remarkable how actually that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying he was showed up outside of my door. No, he didn't, right? It was quite amazing that when we met and we started seeing each other and then when he came around, he was quite surprised I had so much space.
Waiting for me. You're waiting for me. Yes, you were actually literally waiting for him. And that's how we want people to feel, so look at your bedroom. Do you have two bedside cabinets, or do you have one? Do you have two pillows, or do you have one? Do you have some space for somebody, to put their stuff in your wardrobe or not? Do you have two toothbrushes in your bathroom? And those are the kind of things that you already have had that feeling that that person was already there. And this is the big part of it, and because it's all about energy, and we talk about the law of attractions, and we talk about all this, but it's the energy that you're putting it, and it's how things are going to be when that person is going to be there. You already knew that that person is going to need a towel, so you put a towel in there. You knew he will need space in his little cupboard, so you've left him the space in the cupboard. And these are the kind of things that is really important to think about, because yes, it's great to kind of move the furniture and move the things, but you need to bring those feelings into it. I've got another question for you, and this is kind of the really kind of a really, really important, and I absolutely loved when we had that conversation. Because again, we talk about, attracting the right person, and, we need to be very clear about that person, and intentions is very important to actually be very clear about what is it that we're looking for. So I understand you did a little list about that specific man of yours, right?
Absolutely. Claire, that was so interesting. I'll have to come down because otherwise I'm sitting right on the edge and I'm sliding up. So I had a list, but that was not just a list, Claire. That was, I called it a magical list. So that's really tricky. So in my calendar, I create event which lasted for 30 days. And every day I would wake up and I would just imagine that he's already in my life. And I would just be thinking, oh, he's just away traveling. And by the way, he travels a lot for work, right? And then one day I would wake up and was thinking oh, he's already making breakfast for me. That is exactly what he's doing. He's waking up and he's going to make me breakfast because he knows when I wake up, I'm like a shark. I'm starving. I need to eat, right? So I would wake up and I would do whatever I was doing the day. And I would just carry on with my life as I would have him already in my life. That means whatever activity I would do, I would think, oh, it's so nice to do yoga together. I'll put it on the list. Then I would think, oh, I love planning traveling with him. Oh, I'll put it on the list. So I wasn't putting the height, the hair color. That's important, but that's so superficial. Right. People always think about, I need to think about what is their weight, what is their height. And I thought, well, there's so many people who will match these criteria, but I want to know how I want to feel about that around that person. So that's exactly what I was doing.
Exactly. And this is where you take the thing, where you take that energy to the next level, right? It's that higher consciousness. Now you're consciously, creating your dream life into a reality, and those feelings and those emotions is what are going to bring, the more of it, because if you feel good, you're going to bring more good. If you feel like somebody's going to bring more good around you, you're going to bring that person around you. And this is just, the fabulous thing. So when you're looking at your bedroom and you're looking at, if you wanted to attract the right person, take the time, like you said, 30 days, every night in your bed, have a little journal, first a little grateful journal. So if you're not doing a gratitude journal, it's always really good to do that. Start doing that. And part of your gratitude journal, maybe turn your little journal the other way around. And every day, just write one thing. How do you want to feel when that person, what are you going to be doing when that person is here? Are you going to be laughing? Are you going to be running? Are you going to be cooking breakfast together? And all those things are magical. And Olga is kind of the magic out of it, isn't it?
It is. And Claire, the most fascinating thing is that you can put whatever you want, whatever. Be creative, be playful, be spontaneous. For example, one of the things I put in the list and I was blown away. Trust me, I forgot about that list. I was just searching for something in my calendar. Thankfully, it's online calendar. And I put in the search a word, whatever, I can't remember what it was. And many, many events with that word came up, including this. I was like, oh, what was that? But at the time, I was on the call with my fiance, and I was like, oh my God, I got to tell you about this. And I told him the story, and then he was like, so what's on the list? And I opened the list and I started reading, and we both freaked out. It was identical. Everything is absolutely, it's like I saw him, described him, sent him away, and then he came back. That's how it felt. And the most ridiculous thing that also was matching, and Claire, you probably will not believe it, so is everybody else. Don't know why, I can't remember, but out of a blue, there is this little note which says, he proposed me sooner than any other normal person would. When I read it, I froze because he proposed me 4 weeks after we met. I know.
Mad. You are mad.
And I said, yes. How mad is that? He keeps joking, Olga, I proposed you. That could be me stupid proposing you so quickly, but you were silly enough to say yes. So you can be as creative as you want. You can be as wishful as you want. You can be as brave as you want. Because guess what? Whatever you feel like is right for you is going to happen. I don't know why at that time I put that, but guess what? He did propose. Of course, it was so spontaneous that he did not even have a ring at that time. It was just in the bedroom, in the darkness, before we're going to sleep. And I was like, what? Yeah. This is not over. This is not over, because another sign there was that he is not the sign, but the note was that he's treating me like a queen and he spoils me a lot.
Oh.
Well, guess what would I have for my engagement? I have not just one ring, I have two. Because my man, he came up with a ring, went specifically to Andorra to order that. It is custom made.
Wow.
Right? He thought that's not good enough, and he came up with a second one.
Just like a queen.
Just like a queen, absolutely. So you see, everything on the list happened. So just trust your intuition, trust your feeling and the passion you have for that person who will come into your life. And just like Claire said, spend some time creating that beautiful relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really important, that kind of that inner energy. It is that alignment with what's going on around you and what's going on inner you, and that's what you want to try to achieve. It's really kind of bringing that energy into everything that you do, and those positive emotions. It's the more you do that, the more you'll make things happen. And whether you work from your bedroom. So I had a client, for example, Olga, she was working from her bedroom. So she had some an office, she had a desk, and we had to kind of work things around so she could have that workspace in her bedroom as well as the bedroom, and creating that partition, really kind of claiming the space. And a bit like you, we were talking about the money corner, and she had a flip chart on the money corner, and she said, I can't put it anywhere else, Claire. I said, that's fine. All I want you to do is actually, when you're not using the flip chart, put a nice gorgeous photo of money or prosperity. What does that mean to you? So she sends me a picture of that flip chart, and she stuck all over some $20 bills all over, and a big I love money, money loves me. And that was kind of the front of the flip charts right in the head corner. And the same night she rings me up and she said, you won't believe what just happened. And I'm like, no, tell me, I can't. What happened? And she said, I just received a phone call from my father-in-law, and he's just donated some money, and he was completely out of the blue. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked by the whole thing, so it bring that energy into everything. Look at shifting, things. Look at creating that space. If you are working from your bedroom, really claim that space so you have got that sleep, close things down at night, put a cover over it so you don't see it. That's some of the really, and remember the 5 elements. So perhaps something that you could add also into your bedroom, and I'm not sure if you've got some maybe in your bedside cabinet, would be maybe a few crystals. That would be your kind of earth element. So we need to have those 5 elements. Remember, we need to have some water, we need to have some wood, we need to have some fire, earth, and metals. Those are the 5 elements that we want to have in all the bedroom in order to really create harmony around you. So, those, some of those elements that you have, you've got the red, you've got the fire, you've got some of that element, you've got the metal element that you've got in here, that you have, in your colors. Just bringing a little bit, maybe a few crystals that would kind of do. And then you've got your big mirror, which is the water element. So you kind of, have the 5 elements within your bedroom, which, that's how you're creating that kind of really harmonious space.
That's true. That's true. Well, in that case, I'll be shopping for some crystals for sure. So if some people can recommend some places to shop for crystals, do let me know. But we have a question from Peter Edge on Facebook. He asks, not 4 candles?
So unless you want a foursome. In your love corner, 2 would be enough for me, but it just depends, it depends where you are and what you do. So, when we talk, there's some of the numbers in Feng Shui which are very auspicious. So number 3, number 9, all the numbers, that way, number 6, number 4, all those, there are numbers which represent certain things. But in the love corner, it's it's nice to kind of keep it to 2.
Good to know.
It doesn't have to be love hearts or anything. It can just be 2 stones. It can be 2 candles. It can be but keep them kind of together, because again we see a lot of things symmetric, where you've got 2 chandeliers but they're quite far away from each other. Bring them together. You want to have things close and nice and warm together.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. I used to have a habit of keeping chandeliers or like candle holders separately. And then a friend of mine came to me one day and she was like, don't they have relationships? And I was like, chandeliers, how do they have relationships? She was like, no, they have to be together. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, you can't know everything. And that's why we have Claire, who is this specialist. And she can tell you how things should be, how they should not be. I love listening to you, Claire, honestly. So what would be, before we finish off, what would be the absolute no-nos to have in a bedroom? So if somebody is watching our show today and they'll be coming back home, or maybe they're already working from home, but they're in their home office, if they can walk into their bedroom, what the absolute no they should not have or do in their bedroom?
Well, I mean, things like television, things like, so we know, our phones, we use our phones all the time, and it's really hard not to have your phones in there. But we want to reduce that EMF, the electronic magnetic field, as much as possible in your bedroom. Remember, it's your sanctuary, it's your time to rest, is that bringing more yin energy. So, televisions, do you really have to have a television in there? If you do, maybe turn it off, unplug it, put a cover over it at night time, so it kind of, take away the whole, those EMF. And again, we see often exercise bikes and, all sorts of kind of exercises in your bedroom. Again, think about, this is your sanctuary, this is your time of rest, your exercise needs to be perhaps somewhere else where there's, you need to keep that space really for, your rest, for your love, for your intimity, and recharging those batteries. So, anything that could make, that brings, a bit too much of that yang energy, perhaps relocate it to another bedroom, to another room, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think what you're saying there is really, really powerful, and it's something what we all can do with ease. Is just walking in and feel what doesn't belong in a bedroom, right? What doesn't belong in relationships. I think this is the easiest way to think about it. But I would like to also say something what I hear from many, many people, and that is clutter. Many people say that they have lots of stuff which they actually don't need, and I always like to ask them this question again because I work with my clients, and I'm not a feng shui specialist, but it's something what I regularly ask them, right? If you are just about to shift your life, shift your environment as well, right? And I always ask them this question: if you would be told today you are moving away to a different country, what would you be taking with you if you can only take 2 suitcases? And that is almost like a wake up call. Do I have to have it all? Do I need to have it all, right? So I think it's really important just for you to look around your bedroom and to ask yourself this question: if I'll be moving away, what actually would I take? So why to wait until your moving day if you can declutter right now?
Yeah, yeah, and like we mentioned earlier, the clutter under the bed. This is that's just not helping at all. You need to kind of let that she going around, and you need to be able to have all those spaces. And you see it often in bedrooms or spare rooms, and it's kind of you shove everything in there, but you still shove it in there, you close the door, but the mess is still in there. So, find a space for things, and, give it away, share it, give it to charity, sell it, do a car boot sale starting to kind of come along now. So, you can start, kind of using that to get rid of some stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. And, everything that you have needs to make you feel good.
I love that phrase. Everything you have needs to make you feel good. So if you haven't made any notes yet, I think this is the note for you to make right now. Everything you have should make you feel good. Well, that was myself, Olga Geidane, and Claire Boscq-Scott, who is the specialist in the Feng Shui. And right now we're discussing my bedroom. Imagine how I felt. I was so stressed, but thankfully it went okay. That's good. That's good. I haven't made that many huge mistakes. So, and I'm going to work on my plan. But Claire, she's not only doing personal Feng Shui consultations, she also does business consultations. And it's remarkable what you can do when you shift the energy in your office, when you shift the energy around the entrance door where every employee is walking through. So I would strongly suggest you to speak to Claire, because maybe you're doing all the right things. The systems are in place, great people are in place, and the business is just not thriving yet. Claire is your person. Speak to her, because she will help you to shift everything in your business so it can thrive.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's just beautiful. It is, and you can't. It is amazing how small changes can make a huge difference to this, and and everybody needs to feel good. So let's just feel good. Let's make everything that we can to feel good in our lives, and that will thrive in our businesses as well. So definitely. Thanks
Absolutely.
for having me today.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Claire. Absolutely. I love our sessions, and I'm looking forward to our next one, which will be on a second Wednesday of the month, 1 p.m. UK time. But before we go, Claire, if somebody is absolutely dying right now and desperate to get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Well, message on here, that'd be fine. I can pick up, or message me. I'm on all the social media, or go and check out my website, claireboscq.com. You will find loads of details. But yeah, social media, you'll find loads of tips and tricks as well that I keep sharing. Lots of shui moves, right? We love sharing some shui moves.
Of course we do. And you are so knowledgeable. Honestly, I never met anybody more knowledgeable than you around Feng Shui subject. So thank you so much, Claire. It was such a pleasure and a joy to have you back in my studio and in my bedroom. Thank you so much. Somebody on LinkedIn asks for your personal contact and email. So what I will do, I will tag Claire as soon as I come off this show, and then you'll be able to get friends with her and maybe to also reach out to her. But Claire, if you want to share your email just below this video on LinkedIn, you feel free absolutely to do so. It just, I feel a bit guilty sharing that personal details below videos unless you want to.
No, go ahead, share the love.
I have the green light. Okay, let me do it in that case. Well, thank you so much, all who was with us today. Thank you so much. Please share this video with somebody whom you think you can help to shift their life, their energy, the money, prosperity, work, and love in their relationships by amending energy in their house, because they will listen to this video and to Claire's wisdom. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.